Good morning. Welcome back, Market Snipers. This is Jesse, 9 a.m. on the dot, right before the day before Thanksgiving. So here we go, rock and roll. Remember, tomorrow we will be off due to the U.S. stock market being closed. So don't be looking for that notification tomorrow. We're not doing a live stream tomorrow. So Javier, good morning. Good morning, Javier. Welcome back. Good morning, Market Snipers. Aldo, good morning. Always misspelling my name, always consistent, always on time. You've missed a couple live streams, Aldo, but we won't hold that against you. Hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. And if you're not in the U.S. and you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, you know what it means to me and probably many people out there is it's just a good reason to spend time with family and friends, eat way too much food, and watch a little bit of football. So not a bad combination. One of my favorite holidays of all time. So even if you don't celebrate the actual holiday Thanksgiving, maybe you can get together with some family and friends, do some barbecue, eat some good food, share some time with them, say some laughs together, and maybe even watch some American football, right? So, Doc, hello, Doc, welcome back. Yeah, still, Doc, remember $42,000 Bitcoin? We're gonna get into it. Don't worry, Doc, $42,000 Bitcoin. You've been trolling me over there, so we're gonna be trolling you back. Don't worry. If you troll the Market Snipers and you bet against the Market Snipers, we're definitely gonna call you out and we're gonna troll you back. So, Doc, welcome back to the channel. Good to see you back, and everyone else. So remember, if you're brand new, the first 15 to 30 minutes of the live stream, we're going to be going through as many charts as possible, and then we'll circle back to the comments. Let me know if you have any questions about what I talk about, or if you want me to chart anything for you, make sure to type in the symbol, the asset type, whether it's crypto, stock, Forex, whatever, and then the context of it. Are you in a position? Are you looking to get into a long, a short, whatever, so we can talk about it on the live stream together. Doc, remember 42, not today, but in December. Oh, okay. Way to backpedal, Doc. Way to backpedal. And I like the, yeah, I mean, I would love to see 42,000 instead of, getting a retracement first, but a lot of people who missed the move would probably like, a retracement first, but yeah, way to backpedal there, Doc. Good job. Yeah. So anyways, let's jump into it. Let's jump right into the charts. We've got Bitcoin here. It's up 2% today, but it was down over 5% yesterday, right? So 36,500. We had a wick up to, call it 38,000 here on November 9th. We had another wick here November 15th up to 38,000 again, right? And if we turn on the indicator, this is what we kind of been talking about. A quick recap, right? We had price that was oversold, followed by bullish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, right? And then at that point, we had a higher low and then another higher low, and then price took off to the upside. So this is what we're kind of watching now is price has been overbought since October 20th, followed by bullish divergence all the way till November 15th, followed by a reverse candle. And then as price is battling back up, we have several people, several influencers, several followers, subscribers, several docs out there calling for $42,000, right? I'm just letting you know that I see bearish divergence. Many calling out bullish divergence, right? The bullish divergence back here. I just said, in my opinion, I think the bearish divergence plays out, right? Price is pumping back up, pump, to almost $37,750 roughly. But we were talking about yesterday, it was starting to look like this could be a potential, lower high, right? This could be a potential lower high. So if price didn't close back above 37,475-ish and price is starting to push back down, it pushed down, push back up, and then end up closing the day. And that's what we talk about all the time. It's not how the candle starts necessarily, but it's how the candle closes. And it closed to the downside, right? So this was the high. This is a reversal candle. And then this was starting to look like a potential lower high. Still not confirmed yet. Obviously, it won't be confirmed until it closes back below 30,550 roughly, right? Just use rough even numbers because each exchange has a slightly different price, right? So on this one, 35,525-ish, right? So if it starts closing back down there, then yes, then the lower high will be confirmed. So as of right now, it's looking like a lower high. It was looking like a lower high in real time. We talked about possibly price putting in a lower high, and now the probabilities continue to stack up, right? Even after the reverse candle, we were kind of drawing out the trending dots could come over like this and kind of trend downward right there. So let's put on some of the Bitcoin drawings. Although I like Doc's target better, we know we'll get into it though. we still have the 42,300-ish target up there. It's not that that's disappearing. It's just the probabilities are stacking that it won't be seeing it in December, right? So maybe we don't see that price target. It was based on a longer term target, although in Doc. So it may not see that price target get hit until after the halving, right? So we'll leave that target on for the long term, but it just seems that the probabilities are continuing to stack that we're not going to see $42,000 in December like Doc wants. If we're wrong, okay, great. Then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and we'll definitely change our mind if it starts to break out to the upside. But as of right now, we have bearish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, followed by what looks like a lower high, right? Price broke down from this more vertical trend line, and then price was down below, hasn't closed below it. It's very close on this one. I kind of had this drawn out like this, just be like more conservative, but you could also draw it like this, and you can see that it also did close below, from this point to this point. Price wick down, came back up. You can see it kind of tested there. So I do kind of like this trend line as well. It did close back below. Remember, there's always expect fake outs along the way. So a fake out below, price pumped back up, close below. Now it's going to fake back up to the upside. And you can see where, obviously we didn't think that this fractal would play out exactly, but it's kind of on track, right? But this could be a lower high, could put in another lower high over here over the coming days, right? And then see if it breaks down from there, hits target one. It just came up short of target one at 35,656. The beginning of target one is a little bit lower, and then of course the middle of the target is about $35,000. So that's what we're gonna continue to watch. It could just close down, right? It hasn't closed yet, but if it does close up, you can see that it could probably roll over like this, put in another lower high, come like that, maybe put in another lower high, and then roll over after that, similar to the fractal, right? So that's something that we'll continue to watch and play out in real time. So we put this fractal on way back here on November 16th. 6 days later, we're not going away from the fractal. We're getting closer to the fractal. So the fractal is starting to play out more and more. If you want to take a deeper dive on it, go back to this video that we did 3 days ago about is Bitcoin about to crash? Don't panic. Why? Because it's the next buy the dip possible scenario. And when we reveal it, we talk about it, we dive in for about 17 minutes. So definitely go take a look at it over there, right? So this is what we're kind of watching in real time. Is it going to close back above this trend line again? Is it going to take a few days to kind of pump back up and then break back down, actually hit target one? And then maybe it bounces from target one, puts in another lower high, puts in additional lower highs, and then see if it starts to break down, hits target two and bounces, hits target three and bounces, or comes all the way back down to target four and bounces. And all this to happen before the next halving. Remember, the next halving is estimated to be April 18th, 2024. A lot of times, and it doesn't mean it's going to play out exactly, but remember, a lot of times in the previous cycles that there's usually a bigger correction, right before the halving after a bear market rally. then there's a correction before the halving, and then usually about a month before you start to see a breakout on the higher time frames like the weekly chart. So we could start to see a breakout maybe end of February, you know, maybe earlier, right? Who knows? We don't know the exact timing of it. Maybe it kind of bottoms out here end of December, maybe beginning of January, and then you're kind of like zooming out here, and you kind of watch it play out like that, where maybe there's a breakout, you know, like a higher probability breakout, like in February or you know, beginning of March, and that would play out almost very similar to previous Bitcoin halvings and stuff like that. So definitely go back through this video, take a deeper dive on it. We got a lot of likes on it, so keep smashing that like button. I appreciate your support, and let's keep moving. So that's Bitcoin, right? Overbought since October 20th, bearish divergence, reversal candle. Looks like a lower high was put in, big red candle down. You can see it here, big red candle down, pushed out, took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 days of price action, right? Just push it straight down. And it started with the wick. Looks like it kind of back tested this downward trend line, kind of retraced like half of that big candle. And then we'll see if it's going to push straight back down. Maybe it comes down here, hits this target, and then comes back up and puts in a lower high just below this trend line, and then comes back down. So a couple things we're going to be watching over time, but it's starting to look like the retracement is, you know, the probabilities continue to stack that the retracement is here, and that we're going to see at least target 1 get hit. Then we'll see about target 2 and bounce, target 3, and then target 4 from there. So the next buy the dip opportunity on Bitcoin seems to be here. Now we just wait patiently and wait and watch for that to play out. So let's take a look. Let's jump over to crypto. Let's turn the indicator back on. So crypto, you know, a little bit different on Ethereum. Price is overbought since October 23rd. There was no bearish divergence, I don't believe. We did have a RSI sell signal, and price closed back below the trending dots. And now it's kind of battling as relative strength is losing momentum, right? MACD had a bearish crossover. So the retracement seems to be on for Ethereum as well. Let's keep going. Solana, right? Solana looked similar to Bitcoin, where it was almost identical, right? The October 20th, it was overbought since October 20th. That's very similar to Bitcoin, right? So October 20th, and then we had bearish divergence, very similar to Bitcoin. We had bearish divergence to November 15th, which is identical to Bitcoin. And then we had a reverse candle on November 16th, identical to Bitcoin. And then Solana kind of led the way on what was looking like a lower high. And that's why I put the finger pointing down, right? That's why I put the obnoxious finger pointing here at the lower high. And then just the other day on the live stream, we kind of drew this out of how the trending dots were kind of like trending. You can see the trending dots kind of curling over, right? So I kind of drew out this yellow line as like I could kind of see the trending dots kind of curling over. So you can kind of see that, you know, as it kind of plays out, you can see that it could how it plays with, you know, the trending dots. It could kind of come like that and put in those lower highs, right? Price. As you can see, the trending dots come over, and then probably around like somewhere around this area, maybe it starts to flip red on the trending dots, and or maybe even sooner, maybe here it starts to flip red, and you can see the price is already below it, right? So that's what I was kind of pointing out on the live stream, was that this was kind of like the trajectory of, oh, it's kind of in the way. I want to clean this up. So the kind of the trajectory of the trending dots, and it could kind of roll over similar to that, right? And it kind of lines up with that trend line. And so kind of battle up for the next few days, possibly comes down, hits target 1, maybe puts in another lower high, hits target 2, and then we'll find out where it finds support, right? So if it finds support on target 2 and bounces, maybe target 3 and bounces, and then target 4 and bounces. So very similar to Bitcoin, overbought, bearish divergence, reverse candle looking like a lower high, but was putting in a lower high before Bitcoin, right? So that's one thing that's a little bit different on Solana. No sell signal on Solana yet. So we're going to keep going. There was no sell signal on Chainlink yet. Looking like a lower high here. It was overbought since October 21st. Let's keep going. So the reason why I want to keep going and kind of glance over it real quick was because I wanted to show some of these crypto assets that have a sell signal on here, right? So you had prices overbought since November 1st, and then we had a reverse candle. We had an RSI sell signal. Looks like a lower high was put in here. Another lower high was putting in here around November 19th, and then that candle was looking very bearish, followed by a sell signal, right? Of course, it's bouncing right now, but it's still underneath the trending dots and kind of just letting the moving averages and the trending dots kind of catch up. And you can see that the trending dot has flipped red already. So even though it says a pending buy signal, I wouldn't really pay attention to it because it could close the buy signal, but it's underneath the trending dots and it is trending downward. So the next potential buy the dip scenario, right? Whatever it's going to look like is, this is how we're game planning it in real time, in advance, right? So ahead of everyone else who probably haven't even taken profit yet, right? So you've got this is dot. So on dot, you had the buy. So you had a breakout here with a buy signal, right? Way back here at like $3.80, pumps up pretty good, right? Even from this breakout of this trend line all the way to the top wick is about 57%. It was starting to get overbought, reverse candle, lower high, sell signal. It's in retracement mode. So wherever retracement mode is, right? If it hits like target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4, right? So if it comes down like that, kind of battles up, puts in another lower high, finds support, right? Breaks out like that. Maybe it comes down like this and breaks out like that. So the next buy the dip opportunity, you can see we already have it all mapped out way in advance. We're always staying one step ahead. Delete that fractal. No, Aldo, you delete the fractal. Oh wait, you can't. So dot, this is the next potential buy the dip opportunity. This is what we're continuing to stay one step ahead and watch it play out in real time. And we'll continue to adjust it as we go because, we'll watch it in real time. We'll watch for lower highs to be put in. We'll look for to find key support at a key target area, see if it bounces and finds support from there, right? See if there's future bullish divergence. That would be great if we got some bullish divergence, and then lets us know when the next, buy the dip opportunity is, whether it's end of December, January, whatever it is, right? So we'll continue to watch it. The last retracements lasted a couple months. So we'll find out if it's going to last a couple months. If so, maybe we have to adjust the line like that. And there's a bounce, so another scenario is this where it takes a while, right? Maybe it takes a couple months, comes down. Oh, hold on. The stream can't keep up with me today. So all right. So one more scenario. If it does take a couple months to play out, you got this phantom trend line kind of drawn out like this, right? So maybe, comes back up, goes like this, bounces, right? Comes all the way back down, continues to trend down like that. So if it took a lot longer and the consolidation period was longer and more painful for the bulls, right? That's what you kind of look at, because you're going to see price continue to retrace down, but also take time off the clock, right? So that's how we would kind of play it and watch it. And that would be the next buy the dip scenario. And everything should line up accordingly. And we'll see how it plays out in real time. Maybe this is even a higher low. Maybe this is bullish divergence followed by a higher low. Why? Not because we can tell the future, but because we've seen this pattern play out several times in the past. We'll continue to watch it in real time. So as of right now, dot had a sell signal. Let's keep going. So that's my overall thought. Cardano looks like it's putting in a lower high, kind of showing that no sell signal yet, but big candle closed down to the below the trending dots, right? Big red candle. That was a bearish candle there. That's bearish there, right? Big wicks to the top of it, near. No sell signal yet on near, but we had overbought price since October 26th, followed by reverse candle, reverse candle, reverse candle. Just did not want to go down, right? Just did not want to have a sell off. But since that big wick, another reverse candle, the probabilities are now starting to increase. We did have bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence all the way to November 20th, followed by a reverse candle. So we'll find out if it's going to put in a lower high, which is the higher probability that near will continue its retracement. Look for that next buy the dip opportunity, and then we'll continue to watch it on near. Mana had a sell signal, aka Decentraland, right? So buy signal pumped all the way up. Looks like it was overbought since October 24th. Looks like a lower high here. RSI sell signal, another lower high here, right? And then the sell signal. So Mana, aka Decentraland, also had a sell signal, so I wanted to point that out. And Matic. Matic had a sell signal too. I'm not going to go through all the crypto assets, but just wanted to go through this half a dozen or so crypto assets that are showing, we had sell signals, right? We had overbought conditions. We had bearish divergence. We had a reverse candle on Matic. We had what looks like a lower high, RSI sell signal, MACD bearish crossovers. And we talked about all this, right? Decentraland yesterday had a pending sell signal. We were covering that. So, if you're not following me over on the Twitter X app, we're posting charts. And of course, if you want real-time charts with all the details and not just the target boxes, but the actual targets, then you would have to follow us over in the Discord and, join us over in the Discord where we show all the details for members over there. So that is Bitcoin. That is crypto. We're going to jump over to the NASDAQ, right? So the NASDAQ is still currently bullish. And, what I was talking about was, are we going to see 2023 higher highs on NASDAQ? Well, just a couple of days ago, we had a daily candle close to make a new higher 2023 high, right? So that took out the 2023 high was Monday's candle close. Alexander, depends on what time frame you're on. So if we just cover the daily chart, Alexandria, it's in correction mode, right? So we had bearish divergence followed by a reversal candle. But if you're on higher time frames, right, we're looking at it as like the next buy the dip scenario. So you just have to decide what time frame you're watching on. So we're looking at. So I'm not bearish on Bitcoin in general. So it's a tough question to ask. But as far as like a retracement, I'm definitely saying that it looks like the probabilities are increasing that we're going to get a bigger correction on Bitcoin, right? So you got to kind of decide what you're looking at, because the weekly chart is bullish, right? Weekly chart is ultra bullish, but it's early, right? And the daily chart has several reasons why we could see a correction on the daily chart while the weekly chart is still bullish. So this is why I title it as the next buy the dip scenario, right? So the next buy the dip scenario. So it's hard when you just say, are we bearish on BTC? That doesn't really, there's so many different thoughts on it. The weekly chart is bullish. The daily chart is still currently bullish, but the probabilities are increasing that Bitcoin is going to come in for a retracement, whether it's target 1, hits target 2, target 3, or even target 4, and then that next buy the dip scenario. So if you think about it from, I'm not saying we're crashing down to $10,000. I'm not saying we're crashing down to $20,000. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is it seems like the probabilities have increased that the correction is here and that we're going to see a correction. So you can label it however you want. I'm just kind of letting you know that if it does correct to the middle of the target box, it's almost an 8% retracement. If price does correct to the second target box, it's about a 13% retracement. If price does correct to the middle of the third target box is about a 17% correction. And if it corrects all the way down to the fourth target box, then it's, about a 22% correction. So, and I posted a Twitter XApp post yesterday, and I said, even in a bull run, expect Bitcoin and crypto assets to have, a 30 to 40% correction, even in the bull run, right? So it, it's when you just say, so we bearish on BTC, right? There's not really a clear answer for that, right? But if you're looking on the daily chart, then yes, I'm expecting lower prices, target 1, then we'll see about target 2. Then we'll wait, see what happens if it hits target 3, target 4. Could take like a month or 2 to play out, as we've been talking about in the live streams. But as of right now, the bearish divergence, reverse candle, looks like a lower high. You could say, yes, it looks bearish on the daily chart, to where that we're going to see lower prices for the next buy the dip opportunity. But if you flip back over the weekly chart, it's still currently ultra bullish, but it's lagging, right? It's a lagging indicator, and we got the halving here. So expecting some sort of a correction, and then the next buy the dip opportunity before the halving plays out. And then eventually price comes back up and it hits this longer term target, whether it's after the halving or before the halving. Obviously, if we're going to see a correction down to here, I'm going to say that, the next buy the dip will be before the halving, whether it's late February or early March. And then this target wouldn't be hit till after the halving. So that's my personal opinion. We'll see, and we'll adjust on depending on what's happening in real time on the charts and the daily chart. But yeah, you could say the daily chart's looking bearish. All the signs are pointing there. We've got multiple things, including the MACD second bearish crossover, right? Second D MACD bearish crossover. But currently everything is holding up still, but all the signs are there that we're going to get a further correction. So Shooter, by the way, hello, market snipers. What's up, Shooter, by the way? Okay, and then let's flip over back to my thoughts on the NASDAQ. Let's go back over here. So is the NASDAQ losing steam, right? Is the NASDAQ losing steam? Is this going to end up being a fake out to the upside? Well, if it's not going to be a fake out to the upside, right? And if price is going to go challenge the all-time highs, which it has not done in more than 2 years, no, not more than, in about 2 years, right? So the all-time highs were November 2021. I would expect a higher low to be put in at some point first, but it already did close higher than the July 2023 high. So the July 2023 candle close high was back here, roughly about 15,850-ish on the NASDAQ futures. And Monday's candle close was higher, right? And then closed back down below about just below 16,000. And now we're going to find out what today's candle is. I don't think much happens, this week, right? So I don't think much is going to happen until then. And you can see the trending dots are kind of catching up. So I think it takes some time to play out before it puts in a higher low, maybe the next couple days, right? And then see what price does while the trending dots kind of catch up, and then see if it comes back down and puts in a higher low, finds support and bounces, comes back down, puts in a higher low, finds support and bounces, comes back down, puts in a higher low, finds support and bounces, or comes back down, puts in a higher low, finds support and bounces, right? So we don't know how it's going to play out, but if price were to go make and challenge all-time highs, I would expect a higher low to be put in first. I'd expect a higher low to be put in first. I'd expect a higher low to be put in first. Very similar to gold. So if it does follow the gold path, right, where it did, short squeeze all the way up, gold short squeezed all the way up, came back down to target 2, found support on target 2, and then bounced, right? So that's what I would expect. And the NASDAQ might not happen this week. Maybe it doesn't happen next week, but eventually that 13, 14% short squeeze, which is massive for the NASDAQ, which is very it's a huge move for the NASDAQ. If it does do that, then I'm expecting a higher low to be put in. So some sort of a retracement. And then at that point, we'll find out. If not, this could still be a double top scenario, right? And it just takes out this wick from here on short sellers, right? Maybe they're holding for a long time. They got short squeezed. They take this out. So it's still a possible double top scenario. Could be possible bearish divergence longer term, right? So a possible longer term bearish divergence. So we're right. We got two thoughts, right? It's either going to be a double top with bearish divergence, or price is going to retrace back down, put in a higher low, and then bounce from there. So that's what we're kind of watching on NASDAQ. Dow Jones looks a little bit different. Continue to push up, broke out at here. It was oversold. I believe there was bullish divergence, right? Yep, there was bullish divergence back here, followed by a reversal candle. So it hit this target down here, had it was oversold, had bullish divergence, followed by a reverse candle, pumped straight back up. At some point, we're going to expect a higher low as well. Even though this was kind of a higher low, I would still expect maybe even a back test here where this trend line is. If it's going to continue to be bullish, right, on the Dow Jones, if it does, I would expect a retracement at least to here and then bounce, and then maybe target 2 somewhere, target 3 somewhere, possibly all the way even back down like that. So that's what we'll continue watching the Dow Jones. We'll see how it plays out. But it's not even challenging the August, what is that, August or July? The July 2023 highs. Dow Jones currently is still not even retesting or challenging the 2023 highs yet. And same thing with SP 500, still ultra bullish, still not even challenging 2023 highs quite yet, like the NASDAQ is. And the Russell 2000 is not even close to the July 2023 highs, right? So not even close to 2021 and not even close to 2023 highs. So we'll continue to watch it. The Russell 2000 obviously is looking more, not as strong as the NASDAQ, not as strong as the Dow Jones, and not as strong as SP 500. So we'll continue to watch it. 32 minutes in. BDG. Good morning, snipers. Good morning, BDG. Gert. Good evening, people. Welcome back, Gert Jan Tenhove. Wonder if I said that correctly. No. Hi, Jesse. Do you mind taking a look at CAS? I'm looking for an entry around 5 to 6. Do you think that's feasible? We'll take a look at CAS together. Okay. So I think you're the first official request today. So we'll take a look at it for you. I don't see any other requests. We're going to keep going though, and then I'll circle back from it on that. So I want to take a quick look at the dollar. So we kind of talked about this on the live streams for the dollar. It's hit 3 out of the 4 targets, right? And we continue to talk about this, but remember, just a quick recap: hit 3 of the 4 targets to the downside. Didn't hit this 4th target here. We're going to leave it on there. And then price was oversold, rallied, right? Hit 3 of the 4 targets to the upside. Did not hit this 4th target. And then we are talking about in real time, as there was bearish divergence, as there was reverse candle, as there's a lower high that was put in, as there's a sell signal breaking down, as there's another lower high. We were talking about this entire time. Would price hit 3 of the 4 targets again, find support, and then bounce, right? So it'd be interesting if this is the 3rd target, found support again, and that's it. So it's too early to say right now. As of right now, it's still bearish on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, there was a sell signal last week, and so it's still bearish on the weekly chart as well on the dollar. So will it find support and then continue upwards as it hit the 3 of the 4 targets already again, right? Or is it just going to kind of bounce back up since it's pretty far below the trending dots? Kind of let the trending dots catch up, let the overall maybe the moving averages catch up, all that stuff, and then it continues lower, right? And continues lower and finally hits a 4 out of 4 targets at some point, maybe even comes back down and hits this target here. So we don't know as of right now, but it is currently bearish on the weekly chart. It is currently bearish on the daily chart. Doesn't mean there can't be bounces along the way. Doesn't mean there can't be lower highs that are put in along the way. So we'll continue to watch it on the dollar, and we'll find out. US 10-year yield, right? Still bearish on the daily chart. It did not find support here and bounce. We'll find out if it finds support here and bounces. And then continues upward. Let's see, check on the weekly chart. The weekly chart is still currently bullish, but there are signs. There was bearish divergence back here. There was an RSI sell signal. Let's take a look at the MACD. MACD had a bearish crossover on the weekly chart. Doesn't mean price couldn't push higher after a MACD bearish crossover. Happens all the time, right? So that's why the MACD isn't a good enough indicator just to trade by itself. But we do like to take a look at it from time to time. Let's jump over to what else? Anything else you guys want to see? We're at 36 minutes. Let's look at CAS. And then if you guys want anything else you want me to take a look at, let me know. I believe someone already has been having me watch CAS. I think we've charted this several times already. But we'll continue to watch it. It should be on the list now. So CAS weekly chart, still ultra bullish as of right now at 5 to 6 cents, right? So had this breakout. There isn't a ton of chart history on MEXC, right? So it doesn't even have enough chart history to have a 200-week moving average. So it looks like that was pretty much the high there at 15.5 cents so far. Ocean USD crypto, if you have time, Michael Powell, you got it. Yeah, I have time right now, 36 minutes. We're going to try to keep this to about an hour. So, and when the first 15 to 30 minutes, we are covering the charts as much as possible. So we can definitely take a look at. We've got some time here. We'll try to knock it out for another 23 minutes or less. Try to keep it to exactly an hour, Michael Powell. So yeah, for sure. So CAS, aka CASPA, right? So had that buy signal back here at just under 5 cents, right? It's kind of taking some time to kind of build up momentum, and then you kind of see like this upward trend line, right? I don't love it, but I still drew it, and then once it broke through that, it just kind of just took off to the upside hardcore, right? So from that point, just under 6 cents, massive move to the upside. So what are we looking at now? Could be too early to say, right? You'd be guessing right now that there's going to be a MACD bearish crossover, just like you would have been guessing back here if there was a MACD bearish crossover. But you can see that the histogram is starting to lose momentum there. Just something that's interesting to note. You do have bearish divergence here. The indicator is not picking it up, but if I change the inputs on it, most likely it'll probably pick that up, that this is bearish divergence, right? So if you got bearish divergence there, you have an RSI sell signal, MACD that looks like it possibly could roll over. There's no sell signal yet, right? But is it possible to see 5 to 6 cents? I'm not sure about 5 to 6 cents. It's possible, but if we kind of look at it from an eyeball test, let's see, going all the way back from 4 cents, right? Maybe this is like target 1, target 2, target 3, maybe target 4, right? Possibly 5 to 6 cents, but that's a big move. That's a big retracement back down. So I'm not sure it'll get all the way back there, but it seems like could at least see price back below, closer to the 9 cents, maybe even lower than that, maybe below the 8 cents. And then you kind of watch, and if you're waiting for it and watching for it patiently, right, then maybe you could see it all the way back to between 5 and 6 cents. But I'm not really seeing the 5 to 6 cents yet, but I definitely see that you could probably see price if you wait long enough or patient enough. It's possible that you see it back below like the 9.3 cents or the 9.2 cents, and then possibly even lower after that, sub 8 cents. And then of course it's possible to come all the way back down between 5 to 6 cents like you're talking about, but that's less likely at this point right now. Just seems like, coming back around like this area here makes a lot of sense to me. And without putting all the targets on the sniper targets, if you're in the Discord, let me know, tag me for a cast, and I'll definitely put on the targets with the exact details and let you know where I think the retracement is going to come back to. But if you're not, then I got to save that for the Discord. So sorry about that, shameless plug over there, but gotta do what we gotta do. You got it. Ocean. All right, let's take a look at Ocean. I know people have wanted me to chart Ocean, so there it is. Found it. Whoa. Let's clean some of this up. Obviously, some other people asked for it on the live streams. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. Yep, kind of eyeball tested out over there already, right? So let's see. We've got bearish divergence that I'm pointing out, right? Bearish divergence. That's why I had that drawn like that. So from here, right, in here, you got bearish divergence. You had an RSI sell signal way back here. And then is this going to be a lower high? Will this put in a lower high here? And if so, that will be the higher probability that Ocean comes back for retracement. So you probably got like target 1 here, eyeball test target 2, target 3, target 4, right? So you got some targets laid out there that possibly a retrace to for the next possible buy the dip scenario, whenever that is, right? It could take, some of these retracements could take days, weeks, or even months to play out, right? So it kind of go through this topping pattern and then come back down, then come back up, then back down, then back up and back down like that, right? So it could take a considerable it could take a considerable amount of time to go through a retracement and build up momentum for that next buy the dip scenario, right? So just kind of eyeball test based off of experience, how long it possibly could take, kind of draw like a phantom trend line like that. And then at some point, it'll be ready to rock and roll and ready for that next higher probability buy the dip scenario. Could look like something like that and could take months to play out. Short pump, relatively speaking, from like October 23rd to November 20th, not even 1 month, followed by a couple months of retracement, right? Could see this continue to play out like it did back here, where you had a little bit of a pump here, followed by multi-month retracement, right? I wasn't even looking at this, but what you could do is kind of like go on here. Where is it? Bars pattern, right? Could look like something like this, right? And then the next buy the dip scenario, and you could kind of just for like eyeball purposes of how long it could possibly take and how it could kind of play out, right? So if it did come back to like this target area, that's what it would kind of look like. Maybe even a fake out along the way, right? Let's see. Let me draw this out better. And then something like that, right? So maybe in a fake out along the way, then come back down and hit this target down here, right? See how that all kind of maps, just from the eyeball test, from doing this, chart over and over and over and over again. This is how something that could play out, right? Maybe it's not like my drawing, but maybe it plays out similar to a past fractal pattern. And then either way, you're looking at like possibly another multi-month correction, maybe only a month, right? Who knows? But that's kind of like the next buy the dip scenario. Kind of draw out that phantom trend line and just expect that it takes time to build momentum back up, especially we're not back in a bull run yet, right? You could say it's a bull run, but I just don't consider it, fully a bull run till after or right before, one more correction before the halving. And then if we get that breakout, right before the halving, then I will say officially the bull run is back on. So we'll see, whatever the label is, doesn't really matter, but seems like the low is in for Bitcoin at 15,500. So we'll continue to watch it and see if we get one more big correction back. Duck TLT, the no-brainer would be cool to see. TLT. It's dynamite. I don't have a good singing voice, so we'll just leave it right there. TLT I have on here. Let's take a look at it. There it is. Found it. TLT. Yep, we talked about this on the live streams, right? That could see that buy signal. This could be, the bullish divergence, right? Could see bounces along the way, but you got this longer term downward trend line. And so it's not quite ready for that higher probability of a reversal, right? This could be the low, right? This could be the low, but it's guessing right now. And the reason why I say that is because uh, the weekly chart, right? The weekly chart is still currently bearish, is still below this trend line, right? But what we have been talking about is that there are signs of the reversaling, right? We had this RSI low back here. We had a higher low on RSI, right? And so there was bullish divergence, right? And then there was another higher low. I don't know if you can see this, if it's coming across, right? So you got this low on RSI weekly chart. You got a higher low on this RSI weekly chart. You got a higher low on this RSI weekly chart, right? So that's bullish divergence here. That's bullish divergence here. And this is also bullish divergence on the weekly chart. So you have bullish divergence because price made lower lows while RSI was making higher lows, right? So at some point, there's going to be another higher low on RSI. And at that point, then the price would also make a higher low. And that would be your higher probability that the reversal is in, because this is bullish divergence. This is bullish divergence. So there's always a possibility that there's additional bullish divergence. I think it's becoming less likely, but you're at some point there's going to be, see if the chart can keep up on the stream. It's lagging a little bit again, right? Well, let me refresh it. Sometimes that helps. Let me refresh the chart. Keep going here. Black Friday sale. I'm not even I don't even have an affiliate link for TradingView Black Friday sale, but they're trying to sell me, right? Okay. So where was I? TLT. Okay, let's see. TLT. Where were you? Found you once. I can find you again. I think you're towards the top. TLT. There you are. Okay, so let's finish this thought on TLT. Let's finish it. So the bullish divergence, right? At some point, maybe it comes up into here, right? Maybe it comes into this, finds resistance on this trend line, comes back all the way back down, possibly, right? Comes like this, maybe back down again, and then comes up, right? At some point, there won't be bullish divergence. So if RSI comes up like this, comes back down, comes back up, if RSI is putting in a higher low and price doesn't come in lower and puts in additional bullish divergence, right? Then it would be putting in a higher low. And that is when you're going to see me say that the higher probability reversal is in once there is a higher low. Otherwise, it could continue bullish divergence. It could continue bullish divergence. It could continue bullish divergence. And it could continue bullish divergence. I think it's less likely, but as of right now, it's still guessing. But here are some positive signs. There's an RSI buy signal. RSI weekly chart is back above 44. There was an RSI weekly candle close here. So at some point, we're expecting a higher low. Longer term, maybe it takes weeks, if not months, to play out. Could continue to go through this bottoming phase, right? For months, right? Maybe a while it continues to go through a bottoming phase. And then at some point, expecting the breakout from there. Whether it's early 2024, we don't know for sure, but that's TLT. Hope that helps. Let me know. On all these charts for BTDs buy the dip scenarios, are you setting orders on things, or you're eyeing to get positions on, or more just waiting these scenarios play out? I don't set automatic buy charts, buy orders, Michael Powell, because we don't know what target is going to find support. I wait for a reversal, right? So whether it hits, what if it only what if what if you set let me restate this. Let me back up. So what if we expect target 4 to get hit, Michael Powell, and only target 1 gets hit? We missed that if we set buy orders, and then so we got to watch it like a hawk. What if we only expect target 1 to get hit and price retraces all the way to target 4? Then your position is going to be upside down and it's not as good, right? I would rather watch it and wait for it to hit target 1, 2, 3, or 4 and see if the reversal is in, if it's going to find support at a key target area, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it looks like it's starting to reverse back around, and then watch for that next buy the dip scenario, and then pull the trigger. Pull the trigger on it from there. So that's my own personal strategy. You have to do what's best for you. None of this is financial advice ever. It's for educational and entertainment purposes only. Of course, obviously, you have to come up with your own strategy, do what you do, but I don't set automatic buy orders. I might set automatic take profit orders. I definitely do that from time to time. I try to at least take profit on some of them, depending on if it's a shorter term trade or a longer term trade. I won't take automatic profit orders if it was most likely on if it was the bull run, kind of let that one play out in real time. But if it was a shorter term or a leverage play, then yeah, most likely I'll add in some automatic take profit price targets. If price were to hit a certain key target area that I'd be very happy, for a risk to reward ratio, then yes, I would automatically do it, but not automatic buy opportunities. So hope that answers your question, Michael Powell. TLT, Doc, you got it. Jesse, are you accumulating any crypto assets for the long term, or are you just trading for now? Multiple strategies deployed. I don't like to get into the exact details. Sometimes I get people who come into the Discord and ask as well, and I just don't. One of the main reasons I don't. Two major reasons why, right? Number one is that even though I say don't copy trade me, people copy trade me, right? So I'm very careful about the exact details I lay out because I don't want people to copy trade me whatsoever. I want you to learn to do this on your own and make your own decisions in life of what you're going to do. I don't want to sway you one way or the other. And I know people do probably most likely copy trade me, even though I tell them not to. So I don't like to um, tell you the exact details, but I do have multiple strategies deployed. So I am, whether it's swing trading on a lower time frame, that's one. Swing trading on the daily chart, that's two. And then three, looking at a combination of the daily chart and the weekly chart. So I'm usually swing trading probably 90% of my stuff based off of the daily chart. So if it's saying like, price is breaking down on the daily chart, I'm most likely, read between the lines. If it's saying, hey, bearish divergence, reversal candle, a lower high, right? At what point do you take profits, right? Like how can I say it without saying it, right? But I don't like to just tell you exactly because I know people try to copy trade me, and this is not a copy trading service, and I don't want to be responsible for people copy trading. And then, if you happen to lose money or someone gets upset or whatever, I just don't want that in my life whatsoever. And two, I've had threats online. I don't hide or my identity, and I don't have like a random name, and I don't have I actually have my name on it and stuff like that. So, I don't like to too many details about what exchanges I'm using, if amounts of money or stuff like that, right? Because I've had threats before, more than once, handful of threats at least that I can remember that people threatened to like, you know, I don't know, do bad things to me, right? So So I just keep like those exact details kind of off the public stuff. So sorry, not sorry. If you have time, could you also take a look at Inge and or Tau? I'm curious what your buying areas would be. Thanks. Yeah, let's look at Inge real quick. We still have like 5 more minutes. Johnny C. Replay crew. Johnny C. Awesome. Good to see you back, Johnny C. Glad you're here. Make sure to everyone help me, help you, help me. Smash that subscribe button. Smash it hard as you can. Smash that like button. Smash it as hard as you can. Thank you. I appreciate all of your support. Let's jump into Inge. We got a few more minutes here, and I want to get through everyone's request that I could. I'm half an hour behind. It's okay, Johnny C. It's okay. We need the replay crew. We need the replay crew. We need you. We need you guys. We need you gals. We need everyone to smash the like button. We need to hit our goal 100 likes. I appreciate it. It's our 55th consecutive, even the day before Thanksgiving. No days off over here. The US stock market is taking a day off tomorrow. So yeah, no need to live stream tomorrow. And then Friday, we do have we have the family in town. We got the mother-in-law and so we got the parents in town, and we got friends and family coming over tomorrow. So Friday will probably be a light live stream because it's gonna be a half day for the US live stream stuff. So we'll definitely we'll jump on for at least 30 minutes, take a quick glance, maybe 15, 30 minutes. So we'll see that. We'll see how it goes. But what was I doing? Inge. Okay, let's do Inge, and we'll go from there. So let's go from Inge. There we go. Found it there. And let's get back to the comment over here. Shoot, by the way, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. We need you too. Thank you. It's a mutual benefit, right? It's a mutual benefit. I hope I'm providing value to you. I hope I'm helping you. And in return, you are helping me. I appreciate everyone's support. I am definitely thankful for all of you. And grateful, and very, very thankful on this Thanksgiving Wednesday Eve, right? So let's get back to it. One last one. Let's do it. No for the road. No for the road. Thank you. Thanks, Jesse. Good vibes. Happy Thanksgiving. Yep, appreciate that. But we're gonna end it with one more Inge. All right. So yeah, it's ultra bullish, right? It's ultra bullish, but oops. Let me change that cursor back to the cursor. You do have bearish divergence though, right? So you got bearish divergence, April 2023. This is the weekly chart. So bearish divergence is possible. It comes all the way back down to here. You got long-term bearish divergence on Inge, right? And after this massive move up, so from this buy signal at $7.50, it pumped all the way up, right? From the buy signal all the way to top wick, 153%. That's massive move, right? So after that massive move to the upside, we had bearish divergence. We had bearish divergence. We had bearish divergence all the way to here, all the way to November 10th, right? So October 27th to November 10th, we had bearish divergence, starting to look like a lower high, and then a sell signal, right? So now it's just kind of retracing back this sell signal here. Eyeball test, you're probably already at target 1, right? Target 1 probably. Eyeball test probably just before target 2. Eyeball test target 3. Eyeball test target 4. So I'll probably have to do like actually chart it out and put the details on it. Maybe I'll do it in the Discord as well. But just real quick, probably target 2 bounce, target 3 bounce, target 4 bounce, right? And if you go back to the weekly chart, kind of take a look at it, it's possible it comes all the way back to target 4, right? So maybe it comes all the way back to target 4, retest, like you see like never really back tested this area, right? Kind of just push off. So it is possible, comes all the way back down to, right around that $9.30 and find support and bounces. And maybe it takes some time to play out, right? Maybe it's like something like that where it takes a couple months to play out. But that would probably be like an area. This can also be an area, but somewhere around there, it's possible that we see Inge go all the way back down. So there we are. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate everyone's support. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Shooter, by the way. Happy Thanksgiving. Good vibes to everyone. I'm thankful. Be thankful for your family and your friends. Be thankful for what you do have. Be thankful that you can provide for your family, have food, good times, and football on Thursday, right? Don't forget football. I respect the hustle, brother. Yep, BDG. Awesome. Well, thanks, everyone. Grateful for your work. Have a good Thanksgiving. Yep, I appreciate it. Grateful for everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you for just a little bit on Friday. So definitely join me on Friday, and hope you have a good thing. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on the next one.